another drive-by opportunity to get some design ideas for a garden area. This area is probably 3, 4 feet from the sidewalk to the wall, and they have massed purple, the lighter purple, almost violet, petunias and white begonias for contrast. And it caught my eye. It really worked. Here are some azaleas, and these are probably the Encore azaleas, bloom 3 times a year, and they're pink. So you've got the pink, you've got the violet of the petunias, and you have the white begonias. They call it thrill, fill, and spill. Spill coming over the edge with the petunias. You have fill with the white begonia, and then you have thrill with these spikes of a salvia. And look at pollinators. These bees, we have an abundance of carpenter bees around. The native bumblebees are a little bit smaller, but I'm not an expert on bee identification. Look at this gorgeous flower spike, purplish blue salvia that was used in the downtown area. It's interesting how it's almost a match for color for the petunias. So what a great design idea. And you've got the purple in the front, you've got pink, you've got purple, white, more purple, and it's cohesive. It all comes together. But look at what a powerful expression of beautiful blooming plants. This is an example of a mass planting. These gorgeous petunias, the white begonias, and the salvia spikes to anchor both of the corners of this design. And in the front, for border, you have not the variegated, but you have the green liriope. It's blooming. So you've got some beautiful light purplish, lavender, almost bluish spike blooms with the liriope. Now, this is a design idea. You could just chunk it down and do a small portion of it in your yard. If you just had a small bed, you could do just a small amount and have a spectacular effect. You don't have to have a huge border in order to do this design. You could have 3 white begonias. You could have maybe 3 to 5 petunias, and these are the trailing kinds. And you could have 1 to 3 of the salvias with the spikes on them. You don't have to be limited to the blue salvias because they have red ones, and that red contrast with the purplish blue petunia would be spectacular too. Some design ideas. Pink azaleas that are blooming now are a nice contrast color in the front of the blue petunias in the back. I'm just walking around the sidewalk a little bit, and it changes a little bit. This area just uses the petunias, and they are spectacular in a mass planting. Instead of white begonias, they've put red in, and look at the pop of color. The red contrast with the bluish purple petunias, and they even have rosemary plant growing. So really gorgeous example of what you can do. And in the front, they have again a small border of the liriope, and it's blooming. This whole design is tied together. At the other end of the building, here is a wide area. They have artificial turf in the middle, but along the edges, they have the pink corzilias, mass planted them. It's very nice to see all the pink color and see a skipper butterfly on one of the plants and other pollinators that are coming. The border design continues. Here's how they're pulling the whole thing together. And these are the liriope, and they're planted. You can see they plant 2 on diagonals. So they fill in the back, and then you have 2 on the front. So when you plant on a diagonal like that, you get a nice fill in your border. It's a way to use fewer plants, and they will bush out, so they become very thick over time. I almost missed walking around the corner And daylilies. What a nice surprise. They mixed up the border plants and they put in daylilies in just this area, the yellow, and they look great next to the liriope. The leaf structure is similar, but the colors and the flowers both come up on spikes. These daylilies are lovely, and they could be part of the Stella de Oros. They are a little more lemony color than what I'm familiar with the Stella de Oros, which tend to be a little more orange or golden, but these could be a similar daylily. The Stella de Oros are smaller plants and they get bushy. Other daylilies, basal leaves, which are these down here, can grow 3 feet or more, and then the spikes with the flower bloom comes up on top of that. So it can be as much as 4 feet. What a beautiful example of how color, texture, and plant selection can come together to create a stunning garden display. From trailing petunias and begonias to salvia spikes. And these design ideas are so easy to adapt, and they're also inexpensive. No matter the size of your space, whether you're working with a small bed or a large or wide border, you can absolutely grow something gorgeous, spectacular. If you found it helpful, please subscribe. Garden Yay! For more gardening tips, garden ideas, garden tours, and inspiration to help you grow a beautiful and successful garden. And while you're here, check out another video packed with useful ideas for your best summer blooms. See you again soon.